Okay. So until now, we have seen all the concepts of the costing, what is cost, costing, and we saw distinguish between cost reduction, cost control. These are repeatedly asked questions. I just explained you in the last 15 minutes, what are the limitations of cost accounting, what are the essential requirements. ये जो अभी हमने question पढ़ा, ये बार बार आता है एग्जाम में, essentials of good cost accounting system. Now what I'm doing is I'm teaching you two techniques which you can use it everywhere. First is nothing to do with this material. Open your notebooks, and if you know it, good enough. If you don't know, write with me. Do you all know this formula? Cost plus profit is selling price. Yes. In cost, if you add the profit, you get the selling price. Now, this concept, what I'm teaching, this you will use it in many chapters. In your cost sheet, you will use it in reconciliations, non-integrated. You will use it in marginal costing. You will use it in budgeting. So this may be like a revision for you, ma'am. ये तो बड़ा silly है, मालूम है, तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. In exam, if they give you that profit is 20% on cost, can I keep my cost as 100, profit as 20%, or some of the students, they understand 1/5 of cost, 20 by 100 is 1/5, 20% of cost is the profit, and your selling price is 120. In 120, 20 is profit. So in 5 lakhs, kitna? Just an example I'm giving. Ki cost sheet to bana liye, but in selling price 120, 20 is profit. So 5 lakhs mein kitna? To cross multiply and get the answer. But for that, you should know this equation. Now, okay, if I say profit is 20% on selling price. Profit is 20% on selling price. If percentage is on cost, I took cost as 100. If percentage of profit is on selling price, can I take selling price as 100? Profit as 20% on selling price, cost as 80, because we know cost plus profit is selling price. Selling price minus profit is cost. I want you to note down this equation. This is like a prayer, like a mantra. In 3 hours, the pen should flow, and it will flow when your concepts are clear. And promise me that you will put the data in the question paper, in the answer sheet, your pen will flow. ऐसे आधा हवा में कैलकुलेट मत करना, क्योंकि आप कैलकुलेटर सबमिट करके नहीं आने वाले हो. Write down. 2 minutes, I'm quiet. Write down. If you have any options, chat box is on. You can unmute and ask. And if it is clear, put me a message, AC, all clear. Because when I teach you contract costing, or when I teach you joint product, I don't want to waste my time in teaching all these basics. ये बड़ा important base है. लिख लिया? Yes. Thank you that it is all clear. Even if it is silly, I want you to write in your notebook, huh? और notebooks correction के लिए लेती हूँ मैं. हंस रहे हैं आप तो हंस लो, लेकिन notebook चाहिए. That's why I'm saying keep your cameras on, learn, alert. You'll do superb. Chalo. Now, suppose if I make it a twist, if the profit is 1/3 on cost, 1/3 on cost. What is cost? 100. 1/3 means 33.33. 1/3, 133.33. Can I say 1/3 on cost is 1/4 on sales? 1/3, 33, 33, 33. 1/3 of cost. तो cost मिला दिया तो 133. तो 133 में कितने 33 है? 1/4. 1/4 on selling price. 1/4 is also like 25% by 100 and all. Trying to explain. If not clear, you do it in your routine. 66.67 ये सब आता है कहीं ना कहीं कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कॉस्टिंग में कहीं ना कहीं यूज होगा. If I say profit is 30% on sales, I want the answer in chat box this time. दीप्ति मैम नहीं पढ़ाते ना, सब आपको भी करना है ना. Profit is 30% on sales. What equation you have made? Can you answer in the chat box? क्या equation बनाया आपने? What equation you have made? Yes. Everyone should answer. Super, super, super. If profit is 30% on sales, sales is 100, profit is 30, cost is 70. If last one, if profit is 30% on cost, 100, 30, 130. मैम ये तो हमने सिंगल एंट्री में भी पढ़ा है अकाउंट्स में. बिल्कुल सिंगल एंट्री में क्या नहीं आता, रेशियोज आता है अकाउंट्स में, फॉर्मेट आता है, cost of goods sold and GP. So many topic you will use this. COGS is 25% on sales, on cost and all. That time you should be very clear. And promise as a teacher 100th time when I am writing, why you should not write? I'm not going to give you all this ready. ये लिखना है आपको. चलो, तो ये concept हो गया. We have done lot of theory today about the introduction and all. And now the next concept I'm teaching, pay attention and take with attention, is semi-variable overhead. Take pause and listen to me, dear students. What is the nature of fixed cost? Fixed cost is sunk cost, permanent cost, which doesn't change with your production, sales and all. For example, if you have a retail showroom, say you are having a shoes showroom, what is your fixed cost? Rent of your showroom. आप showroom 20 दिन खोले या 30 दिन rent तो लगना है. Salary of the staff from all the hierarchy, floor to sales to accounts. So salary, rent, like these are fixed expenses. What are variable expenses? Yeah, which changes with the sales. So whatever is your sale of shoes, uska cost hoga, right? Your purchases and all. So that will be your variable cost. Variable cost is fixed per unit. Are you all with me? Fixed cost is fixed constant lump sum. Variable cost is constant per unit. If you produce 10 units, variable cost is 1 per unit, so 10 rupees. If you produce 50 units, variable cost is 50 rupees. So variable cost changes in total. Per unit, it is fixed. जैसे number of units change होगी, आपका variable cost change होगा. For me, my variable cost is these materials. The number of students they buy, that many copies, right? But what is fixed cost? Like the rent of the room, this, even if it is online class, irrespective of number of students, the charges are fixed. Just a simple example I'm giving. Clear? In between fixed cost and variable cost is semi-variable overhead. Ma'am, ye kya hai? Cost is fixed up to a limit, then it is variable. And how to segregate semi-variable overhead? There are 4 to 5 methods. Very simple, very quick. In 15 minutes, we will complete. And you should remember it for your operating cost sheet. Semi-variable overhead दिया था मैम. उसको अलग कैसे करना है वो ही नहीं आया तो पूरा कॉस्ट शीट गलत हो गया. Budgeting, marginal costing, so many chapters you will use. So learn. In fact, overhead chapter also. You should know how to calculate, segregate semi-variable overhead into fixed and variable. एक एक चीज मैं लिखा के कराऊंगी और आपको लिखना है साथ में. Example of semi-variable overhead is electricity charges. Suppose this whole month I didn't open my office. Exams were going on and then students were on vacation. So no classes in the month of May. Still minimum electricity bill will come, 500,000, whatever it is. And after minimum, it is the number of units. How many of you know this applies for the postpaid telephone mobile bills? Mine is a postpaid mobile, minimum 400 bill comes. And after that, if I have made international calls, if I have used roaming internet and all, to jitna jo use hua hai. So in semi-variable overhead, you have an element of fixed overhead and you have variable also. So now how to segregate semi-variable overhead into fixed and variable and use it in cost sheet, budgeting and all, we are doing it right now. 3 घंटे के तो पेपर लिखना है, थक तो नहीं गए ना? तो आदत डालनी होगी थोड़ा सा लंबा बैठने की. Yeah, remaining, you know these types of cost also, one, they'll give you 4 or 5 cost and they'll say explain in one line. This comes repeatedly, but this is what we are going to do tomorrow. All right. Fixed cost. These are the costs which are incurred for a period and which within certain output and turnover. Okay, so it is fixed, like rent, insurance, all. Variable cost, it changes with the volume of activity. Okay, right. Semi-variable cost. These are having both elements like telephone bill, gas, electricity, and all. Now, segregation of semi-variable overhead can be done into various ways by using different methods: graphical, high-low point method, analytical method, comparison of the output, and least square method. All the methods I'll teach you one by one very fast. So first is graphical method. Graphical method, anyhow, we are going to do it in marginal costing also. So write down the heading in your notebook very quickly. Segregation of semi-variable overhead or expenses. First method is graphical method. In graphical method, we will make quickly x-axis, y-axis. Here, I will write the output quantity. Here, I am making the cost. Are you all with me? Jitne 10,000 units, 20,000 units, 30,000 units. The more number of units also I produce, my fixed cost is this. Correct or not? यहाँ पे cost है. जैसे 20,000 rupees है, ये units हैं, ये 30,000 हैं, ये 40, just ऐसे ही. So your fixed cost is constant irrespective of number of units. After a while वो भी बढ़ता है, हाँ? ऐसा नहीं है. वो detail आपको marginal costing में पढ़ाएंगे. Now your variable cost is like this. 0 units produce, 0 variable cost. 10,000 units produce, तो 10,000 cost है. 20 produce, तो 20 है. 30 produce, so 30 है. So 0 से शुरू होता है आपका variable cost. And your total cost is here. Total cost will start because even if the production is 0, fixed cost is going to be incurred, no? Right? So difference between the total cost and fixed cost, this will be your variable cost. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? और analysis, break even point, ये सब all diagrams more we will do in the marginal cost. It's 2 minutes. And just take down this diagram, dear students. Yes. Any confusion? Anyone is having doubt? You can unmute and ask or clear. So semi-variable overhead is having both the element, fixed cost and variable cost, and it will be like, you will have to make it on this. Okay. So this is all about the graphical method. Yes, you will get this recording uploaded by tomorrow in the app. If you want to check it again, watch it again, you can. Under this method, following steps, large number of observations are there. Total cost at different level and output. Total cost is plotted on the y-axis and x-axis pay output. And then it all fits. You read it, I think it's simple, you will get it. Now, while making cost sheet and all, what we use, that I'm showing you here. High point and low point method. Under this method, in the following illustration, the difference between total cost at highest and lowest volume is divided by the difference between the sales value at highest and lower volume. Means, when the sales is 1,40,000, your total cost is 72,000. When the sales has come down to 80,000, your total cost is reducing to 60. So even if the sales is reducing in the total cost, fixed cost is so constant, no? So what is reducing? Variable cost. Are you with me? Are you following? Sales अगर कम हो रहा है और आपका total cost कम हो रहा है, तो what is the change in the cost? 12,000. Because of the change in the sales. Is this because of the variable element? Because fixed cost is so constant. In total value or total cost, fixed cost is same, right? So can we segregate? Yes. This is just the question. For this, you will have to write this in notebook, and how I'm going to use it, that's going to be very interesting for cost sheet, for operating costing, or write down. High and low point method. High and low point method. High and low point method. Yes. Sales value. Total cost. Just write down fixed and variable because these are extra column. बस सिर्फ बना के रखो. Highest level पे आपका sales क्या है? 140. Is my speed fine? You all are able to write with me. Lowest level पे क्या value है? Use the same calculator which you are going to use it for final exam, dear students, repeatedly. Now, change. What is change in sales? 60,000. What is the change in cost? 12,000. Is it because of the variable element? क्योंकि variable cost change होता है. So variable cost percentage on sales is equal to change in cost. Are you digesting this line, dear students? Change in cost is because of the variable element. Change in cost. Change in sales into 100. Cost में कितना change हुआ? 12,000. Highest, lowest. Ma'am, if they give 3-4 bits, can we take any 2 bits? Yes. What is the change in cost? 12,000. What is the change in sales? 60,000 into 100. 20%. So what is the variable cost? Change in cost is only because of the variable element. 20%. Now, how I am going to use it? I want all of you to pay attention here and check how I'm going to use this. ये देखो इसको कैसे यूज करेंगे. वेरिएबल कॉस्ट कितना परसेंटेज है डियर स्टूडेंट्स? 20%. Now this is extra, that's why I changed the ink and I'm showing you in a different way. In 1,40,000, what is the variable cost? 20%, 28,000. So what will be the fixed cost? 72,000 minus 28,000, 44,000. In 80,000, what is the variable cost? 16,000. 80,000 ka 20%. So what is the fixed cost? 44,000. Ma'am, yes, we could segregate the semi-variable overhead into variable and fixed. Because in operating cost sheet and all, we maintain fixed cost separate, running cost separate. तब ये use होगा. अब now I want to use this data. Can I use it? Suppose if example 3, these are 1 and 2, no? I'm making this as example 3. Suppose my sales in the next month is projected 1 lakh. I'm making a budget. Sir, you have studied method, no? How to segregate. Next month, my sale is 1 lakh. Can you tell me what is going to be my cost? Yes. 1 lakh का 20%. आपका variable cost कितना होगा? 20,000. Fixed cost कितना होगा? 44,000. What will be your total cost? 64,000. Can I use this data and make awesome budget and decision making? This is the use of high and low point method. If my speed is more, message me. These are online classes. I can see you, you all can see me. Thank you so much for keeping the cameras on. But फिर भी कोई doubt है तो chat में लिखो. You want to try with example 4? So, you know, if you want to make a budget कि मैम अगर अगले साल 5 लाख सेल हुआ तो मेरा cost कितना होगा? अब भी बता देंगे. In 5 lakh, 20% is your variable cost. This is your fixed cost. This is going to be your total cost. Are you getting? Can you use it? Till I get message from each one of you that completed writing, I will not go to next method. And please don't get confused in the method. These are all different methods in your syllabus. Ma'am, exam में क्या use करेंगे? आपको दे देंगे. If they give you data like this, use high-low point method. From the data, it will be very clear कि आपको कौन सा method use करना. Thank you so much that it is done. And now let us go to the third method. कौन कौन से method हो गए हैं? Which methods are over? High-low point method and the graphical method, right? Chalo. Let us go to the third method now in your syllabus quickly. I will take exactly like this first the fourth method. Shall we do? I'll talk about analytical method also little later. Comparison by a period or level of activity. Here sales and cost was there. Here same method like high-low, but you have units. Comparison by the level of activity. In January, when you produced 100 units, your semi-variable cost was 260. In February, when you produced 140 units, 40%, your semi-variable overhead is 300. In March, I am deciding to produce 200 units. Mera semi-variable overhead kitna hoga? Can I do it? Now, one thing, ma'am, if this is not clear, it is semi-variable overhead. How to decide? I'm diving still deep. Are you all with me? Right. Look here. Cost, number of units increase ho rahe na? The cost is also increasing. from 260 to 300. That means this is not a fixed cost. ये फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट तो नहीं है, क्योंकि फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट रहता तो यहाँ भी 260, यहाँ भी 260. ये वेरिएबल कॉस्ट भी नहीं है. क्यों? Because if units are increasing by 40%, 100 का 140, so just pick up your calculator, 260 का भी 140%, 364 होना था, पर ये तो सिर्फ 300 है, तो ये वेरिएबल भी नहीं है. तो ये क्या है? Up to a limit it is constant, then it is variable. Ma'am, exactly like high-low point method, but there you are doing it in percentage. Here you will do it in per unit. When you will follow this method, D method, when number of units are given to you, dear students. And for that, let us go to your notebook. Write down. We will write here D method. C wala also I will explain, but because this is same, I'm taking it together. Level of activity. That was in percentage. This is based on the number of units. Quickly take down the data, please. Month, number of units, semi-variable expenses, in that fixed cost and variable cost. We need to segregate. So for January, the data is given to you as 100. Yeah, 1 second. Data is given to you as 100. 260. February, 140. 300. Okay, now leave for leave for the month of March, dear students. Preferably, please watch it in full screen and laptop so that you can write down all this data with me. March के लिए छोड़ दो अब. Change in cost by change in units. This will give you variable cost per unit. Are you getting? Variable cost per unit is change in cost. Cost कितना change हो रहा है? 300 से 260, 40. Number of units, how much is changing? 140 and 140. So what is variable cost per unit? See, every time it will not come 1 per unit. Huh? This is just a simple example. 1 per unit. So variable cost is 100. What is total semi-variable overhead? 260. So what is fixed cost? 160. Variable cost is 140. Variable cost is fixed per unit. 140 units, 140 units. Fixed cost is constant in total. And you can make. अगर मार्च में मैं 200 यूनिट प्रोड्यूस करती हूँ, what will be my variable cost? 200. What will be my fixed cost? 160. What will be my total cost? 360. ये हो गया हमारा आंसर. So can we make budgeting and operating costing and cost sheet and overhead? Can we use this technique? Dear students, watch this recording twice. When I use this in the budgeting or operating cost sheet, I will not pause and explain you the method. Method अभी मैंने पढ़ा दिया आपको. Nice and clear to all of you. It's a challenge if you write. Some of you like sitting and not writing, and teacher को तो क्या पता चल रहा है, तो I can't do anything, dear students. I'm not giving any oral classes कि हाँ बस सुन लो और एग्जाम में आप लिख पाओगे. लिखो. Finished writing. What's difference between high low point and this level of activity? There we are doing it as a percentage. Here we are doing it as per unit. The next one now, D हो गया. E भी अभी साथ में कर लेते हैं, and then I'll go to the next one. So like this, you know, in April, if I decide to produce 500 units, I can make a plan that what is going to be like my total cost. Easily pata chal jayega. Correct? Right? Okay. Any doubt, anyone? Chalo, let us go to the E method now. Least square method. This is using equation. You know, so many times you are asked in exam to make a cost sheet also with simultaneous equation. How? Least square method. This is, and you know, these are base level classes. I'm again saying I'm not teaching you for CA Inter, CMA Inter. You have to clear 8 subjects of final and get that prefix in front of your name for that 8 subjects, for that this. सेम मार्जिनल एंड स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्टिंग तो थोड़ा सा अगर एक्स्ट्रा भी पढ़ लिया तो कोई बात नहीं है. Least square method is best method to segregate semi-variable overhead into fixed and variable cost by using the equation y is equal to mx plus c, where m represents variable cost per unit. Variable cost per unit. M. X represents number of unit. C represents total fixed cost. ये हो गया fixed cost. ये हो गया variable cost. Variable cost में M is per unit and X is number of units and Y is your total cost. All clear? And then the total cost is thus split and you can make equation. See, at 60% capacity, your labor hours, now labor hours or number of units is 150. So 150 is your output or hours or units and all. And at 80%, your labor hours are 200 लगेंगे. 60% capacity पे आप काम करते हैं तो 150 per hour, 80% पे कर रहे हैं तो 200. And semi-variable expenses for the plant total is 1200 and 1275. Now see, at 60 it is 1200, so at 80 it is not 1200, means it is not fixed cost. If it is changing from 60 to 80, this is not changing in the same ratio. It's not variable cost. It's semi-variable cost. And if I want to know, ma'am, 90% पे कितना होगा? I should be able to do it, no? So let us put this data into notebook and complete this problem. Fifth method. Simultaneous. These are there in your study material also. Simultaneous equation method. For data, if you want, you can check. Simultaneous equation method. What is the equation? Y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, right. Now, first equation is, say, at 60%. What is the total cost? 1200. What is M? Variable cost per unit is 150. Oh, sorry, M only I do. M. X. What is X? Volume, output. It is the number of labor hours, 150 hours. What is the fixed cost? I don't know. What is variable cost per unit? I don't know. What is fixed cost? I don't know. But semi-variable cost इतना है. अभी आ जाओ 80% पे. कितना है? 1275. M. And what is per I mean say labor hours कितने हैं? 200. What is C? This is your equation 1. This is your equation 2. Now we all know how to solve the simultaneous equation. Equation 2 minus equation 1. There is replacement and many other. I am going by simple one. तो ये तो cancel हो जाएगा. 75 is equal to 50 M. M. What is M? Per hour का rate कितना है? M. Labor hours 150 है. M is, if you want, you can write M is variable cost per hour. X is number of hours. Please write it. C is fixed cost. Y is total cost, which includes fixed and variable both. ये लिखो, compulsory लिखो, right side. So what is M or variable cost per hour? 75 by 50. That is 1.5 per hour. Now, can I put this in equation 1? Equation 1, 1200 is equal to 150 M plus C. So 1200 is equal to 1.5 M hai into 150 plus C. Can I get what is C? 1.5 into 150. So 1200 minus 225, that is 975 is the fixed cost, that is C. Please put me a message. Did I go fast or is this clear to all of you? Simple equation. Now we know कि fixed cost is 975. Variable cost per unit is 1.5. और अभी तो कितने लेबर आवर्स थे? हाँ, 60% पे 150 लेबर आवर्स थे, 80% पे 200 थे. चलो, now let me use this data, dear students. इतना in depth नहीं पूछते हैं, but आना चाहिए. मैम अगर 950 पे मेरा कॉस्ट कितना हो जाए पता चले, मेरे लेबर आवर्स हैं 220. So now can I calculate what is going to be the total cost? 1.5 per hour, 220 लेबर आवर्स, और आपका फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट है 975. करो, 220 लेबर आवर्स लग रहे हैं आपको into 1.5. Faster than me, you all can put answer in chat box. मैम तो करते हैं, मैम से fast. Someone is calculating, I will just copy, I will not calculate. Who will calculate for you in the 3 hours of exam? Thank you so much for the answer faster than me. So like this. Now can I plan, can I make my budget? हाँ? कि 90% पे इतना होगा, 50% पे इतना होगा. So these are all different methods. Graphical method, high-low point method, percentage, number of units, simultaneous equation. And now let me talk about the analytical method. Analytical में ना कुछ basis पे they analyze. I'll give you one example for that. You know, like survey point method and all. That's not asked in exam, but it is a part, so we should know. Analytical method. Here I go, dear student. Under this method, an experienced cost accountant tries to judge empirically what proportion of semi-variable cost would be variable and what would be fixed. The degree of variable is ascertained. कितना परसेंट फिक्स्ड होगा, इतना वेरिएबल होगा ना, ऐसे वो सर्वे करके डिसाइड करके रखते हैं. I'll give you one example कि कैसे एनालाइज करते हैं, तो it will be clear. C method, analytical method. You know what they do in analytical method? Suppose if semi-variable overhead, let us take one example, is 5,000. And they analyze by some point method and all कि variable cost ना 60% है, fixed cost ना 40% है. ऐसे just analyze करके रखते हैं. तो what will be the variable cost? 3,000. What will be the fixed cost? 2,000 in semi-variable. How do they do? By some point method, by survey method. Now, next time, suppose if I decide and say, this is example 1, example 2. If sales increase by 20%, अगर आपका sales increase होता है 20% से, तो can I say variable cost will also increase by 20%? Fixed cost will be constant. Are you all with me? Fixed cost is constant in total. This is like a booster note. Variable cost is constant per unit. अब क्या करेंगे देखो. Yeah, sure. And this remind me that you all have joined this coaching. So surely I'm going to give you the PDF also of all the gist booster notes. ये जो dialogues है ना, इनके PDF बना के भी आपको देंगे पक्का. अभी नहीं, अभी तो लिखना है so that it fits in your mind. So now sales has increased. So say अभी मेरा variable cost है 3000. इसमें increase 20%. So is my variable cost going to be 3,600 next month? I'm writing here the data for next month. जैसे वो January का किया था, this we have done for the February next month. What is my fixed cost? 2,000. So what is going to be my total cost? 5,600. अभी कितना था? 5,000. So like this, can I estimate or analyze by some survey or point method? Yes. Ma'am, but ये सब method में assumption है. हाँ है. Costing में assumption है. But on assumed basis, they forecast, they make budget, and then they come up with the schemes in the market. हाँ? Phone में कितने schemes आते हैं? Restaurant में schemes होते हैं. Weekdays offer, happy hours. How do they make these schemes? Based on all this analysis. Finished writing everything. Huh? So today, every class will be like this only. The first hour, I taught you all limitations, objective, that essential requirement of cost accounting system. And then we have studied 2 concepts. Tomorrow, we will learn types of the cost. Out of pocket cost, explicit cost. Can you explain in one line with example? Yes. What are profit centers, revenue centers, all that. Okay. Now, as we close 21 days challenge on improving and bringing the best student version in you. Are you all ready? So today, the word for the 21 days challenge. Every day we will add one word in our vocabulary that will enhance our personality, because I always say your degree or knowledge is 50%. Remaining 50% is all mindset, whether it is exam or job or आगे जो भी आपको growth करना है. Okay. So today's word is awareness. Are we going to be more aware how we are talking to ourselves? Our language should be motivating and positive. Complain भी करना है तो solution के साथ complain करो. Family में, बाहर, teachers को, कहीं भी. Be aware of what is your vocabulary. I am learning technology. I am learning costing. Costing tough है, मेरे से होता ही नहीं है. ऐसा तो है ही नहीं. Average students are qualifying. I got 60% marks in 10th and 67% in 12th. Still, I am happy qualified chartered accountant last 23 years and doing superb. So what it is, you know, that language, and it will improve over the time. So be aware what is the language you're talking with yourself. What is the language? Stop criticism at all. Solution है तो बात करो, नहीं तो मत बात करो. कुछ नेगेटिव बात ही मत करो, ऐसा नहीं है. Don't suppress your emotion. Finish it off in 1 line. Something positive you want to talk it in 5 lines. That I really enjoyed today's class. I learned all the concept, and this is the word, awareness. Awareness. I'll add on every day one word, note down in 21 days how you are automatically raising your energy level and things are getting inside you in a different way, right? Any queries from your side? Yeah, कल ये awareness का मैं analysis भी पूछूंगी. मैम मैं पढ़ने बैठ रहा था, फिर एक माइंड ने बोला अरे थोड़ी देर और मोबाइल स्क्रॉल कर लेते हैं. तो एक फिक्स टाइम रख लो डिस्ट्रैक्शन के लिए. यू शुड हैव अ वंडरफुल डिस्ट्रैक्टिंग आवर. और जब डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो जाओ, नहीं है ना 3 to 4, तब फिर स्क्रॉल करेंगे, इंस्टाग्राम, म्यूजिक सुनेंगे, सोएंगे, लेथार्जिक होंगे, जो करना है करेंगे. हाँ, So many things are there apart from costing, which I want to talk, but every day we will add on one word in our vocabulary. And for 24 hours now, as you sleep, as you wake up, make awareness your best friend. Are you aware about yourself? You know yourself more. You can work better. You can improve. You can perform better. Right? Any doubt or everything is clear in today's class? Homework. दीप्ति मैम के क्लास में मैम होमवर्क स्कूल डेज में करते थे, टीचर चेक करते थे, हम ना करें तो 3 बार रिपीट लिखाते थे ना, वही होगा यहाँ. I want you all to get exemption. Homework is revise the classwork. Abhi to when I start the cost sheet tomorrow, you will get homework. Problem number 3rd is homework, 5th is homework without answers. नहीं तो बड़े स्मार्ट है, रिवर्स कैलकुलेट करके आंसर लेके आते. हाँ, I am with you. I am helping you. So make sure homework is revise all this, learn this much, and institutes material. I have taken best quality good problems, professional level from institute, from RTP, MTP, जो आपको prepare करेगा 3 घंटे एग्जाम देना है और exemption लाना है, फिर भी करना है, because repetition is required. Repetition is the key for professional exam. हाँ, तो आपको इतने तक पूरा याद करके आना है. And the first 10 minutes of the class are for yesterday's revision. I will revise all the 5 methods and I will ask you doubts. No doubts, then we will move on. Thank you so much. That's all for today. See you all tomorrow.